It's your boy Bodo if you don't know though. And if you don't know though, now you know though. We about to get into this content. This Max B, first Christmas home. And he talking, I just want you guys to watch, you know what I mean? Look, you know what I mean? And study what he's saying and see how he doing because this is real rap. This is hip hop. You know what I mean? This is real hip hop. I got my trucker hat on, man, to show y'all, man, I'm getting to a bag. You know what I'm saying? A real bag. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got my CDLs and all that to that. You know what I'm saying? But we about to get into this content, man. Connecticut, let's stand up. You already know, let's content.
You told me that I said, yeah, go through the process, do the study, do the reading, just getting through day for day, getting acclimated. And then before you look up, you know what I'm saying, 10 years go by, you got a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Then before you look up,
Now, he talking about his 75 years, how he got the 75 years and how he got through the time when he got the 75 years. What was his mind frame like that made him stay strong, you know what I mean, throughout the time and make it back home in society. Listen.
I got some time back, so I had to switch again. I had to get a little bit back in big mode. And when you got 2-3 years, you got to get re-entry mode. So it's just different modes. It's frustrating, but it's survival at the same time. You got to do what you got to do because you got to stay strong for the people that support you.
Man, let me tell you something about your support system. I've never in my life seen anything like what you had going on when you came home. I mean, these people have been waiting for you from the day that you even went to jail. Fuck Blue Trial. I'm talking about the day you went to the jail. People have been screaming this, free Max B. They've been screaming this, free the way. Your support system has been incredible during this whole journey. Right now, you got an incredible lady holding you down right now, taking care of all your business. Right? Tell me about the structure of that and how that goes. You know what I mean? And how important that is to somebody like yourself who just did all of that time to have somebody that you know you can trust and handle all of that.
That's like, it's hard to find that. So when you do find a situation, you gotta, you can't take it for granted. Me and my wife been together for about 13 years now. So we just know each other. We've been studying each other's minds. You know what I'm saying? We know each other's hearts. We know each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now we just getting acclimated in the physical. So we linking up and it's coming together on the physical aspect. But it's all coming.
You heard him? He said him and his wife been together 13 years and he was incarcerated 18. That's real love. That's genuine love. When somebody down with you at your worst, where, you know what I mean, it's really it's like facing death, you know what I mean, like, that's real, like, you know what I mean, you cherish that, you hold that. And now you see what's his demeanor, why you see his demeanor, that's called loyalty, you know what I mean. If you guys don't know nothing about loyalty, listen to what he talking about, because that's called loyalty. She was with him 13 years out of the 18, loyal to him. Now look how she reaping the benefits, you know what I mean, of being loyal. This is what real hip hop is. Now let's get back into the content.
Once you go hard mind and soul, everything else follows behind it. You can't, you know what I mean?
Right, and that's important because I think an important part of that for you is that you actually had her there the whole time, you know what I mean, while you were grinding out this situation, and you really got a chance to really know her and really understand what she was about. So that solidified everything for you before anything. You know what I'm saying? So God bless that. Let me ask you a question. Did you ever sit down and realize that this story is ready for Netflix? Like really ready for Netflix?
I feel like we still building blocks. I feel like we still building our businesses, our brands. We just learning how to become artists, you know what I'm saying? Take control of our work and things of that nature. So, listen, when it's all said and done, man, they want to do a movie for the bigger value.
Let me ask you this, right? Look, your rise through the legal system has been incredible. You know, you got a cult-like fan base. That doesn't happen with very many rappers. Some of the greatest rappers of all time never had a cult-like fan base. You know what I mean? There's only a couple of names, and you got to be very careful when you say it. Pac, NBA YoungBoy right now has that type of following. I gotta put you in that category because I've never seen people wait for 18 years for somebody to return, and then they've been singing your music the whole time. Like, that is a different type of, it's a blessing beyond. So let me ask you a question.
People been singing his music 18 years, right? You know what I mean? That's a blessing. At the same time, it's just letting you know that you can't stop the real. You know what I mean? Everybody wants something authentic. Everybody wants something that's tangible. You know what I mean? Everybody wants something that they could relate to. Everybody wants something that, you know what I mean, that they could believe in. And at the end of the day, that's what he does, and that's his music. You know what I mean? Like, you know, why not carry on the truth? People live with a lie all day, so why not carry on the truth? Let's get back into the content.
All this support, you know what I mean, you know, from the celebrities, from people that support you, your support system. If we were able to make a movie, who do you want to play Bigger Battle? So I think you and your son in the movie.
Out here now as a vessel, man, I will hopefully want one of my sons to play the same way.
That's really strategic. I like
The
that.
same way Ice Cube Jr.
Right.
play his dad.
Exactly.
The same way Lil Meech played his dad.
I like that.
So I would like to keep it on that realm and keep it in the family.
Right.
So we trying to build generational wealth. You know, sometimes when your kids not gonna follow in your footsteps, but they can do other things. They can lay their own trailblaze, their own paths, and do other things and what have you. I think my job now is to, you know, I'm out here now as a vessel, man, just to set something up for the next wave of our generation. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, break this curse that we've been out here living with all these generations. You know what I'm saying? It's daytime now. I'm just out here for the vessel. I'm gonna get everything together. Shit, the bigger realm will be gone in a few more years. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to set it up for my kids because they all talented. You know what I'm saying? I would love to watch them play. You know what I'm saying? I even play a motherfucking role. I love movies. I love Hollywood. I'm into that.
I think your personality, your persona is Hollywood all day.
Nah. This was the part, this is why I did content on this, you know what I mean, to show you guys that, you know what I mean, like, why this is real hip hop. You know, for one, he's an artist. For two, you know, at the end of the day, you see him talking about nothing but his family and how he loved to make it out the ghetto, breaking the family curse, because that's what it's about. You use these things, these alternatives as stepping stones, you know, at the end of the day to get to where you need to go. You don't use these outlets to promote violence. You don't use these outlets to promote, you know what I mean, any other agenda besides positivity. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you don't use these outlets to promote homosexuality. You don't use these outlets to promote, you know what I mean, exploitation. You know, at the end of the day, and you know, that's exactly what Max is showing you. At the end of the day, this is real hip hop. So all that drill stuff, that's a dub. That never been hip hop. You know what I mean? Glorifying it. At the end of the day, all you dudes out here is doing is self-snitching. You self-incriminating yourself. There's no such thing as snitching nowadays. Because all these new artists do is homeboys do something or they do something and they make a song about it. So who snitched on you? So who's snitching? Who the snitch? You get what I'm saying? So you watered down, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it was never about that. You glorifying, you know what I mean, going to kill another black man or whatever the case may be. All we doing was suppressing each other, oppressing each other. You know what I mean? We became the oppressors. We got out of oppression and become our own biggest oppressor. How? That don't even make sense. And I just wanted to do this content because you see Max B never glorified nothing. He talk about his kids. He talk about how he not going to be in the game for that long because he already up in age. So he only coming to set the way and pave the way for the kids. He coming down to be the bricklayer. He laying the bricks. And that's what the game about. It don't matter how old you are, young, whatever you get. When you get into this industry, that's what your goal is. Your goal is not to contaminate the youth. Your goal is not to talk about none of that psychotic stuff, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, will we talk about the streets and stuff that we lived and believed in? Absolutely. But will we glorify it? No. It's two different things, you know what I mean? I'm going to get more into the content, but I'm about to wrap it up in a second. I'm going to let, Max talk, but, man, you already, man. Like, subscribe to the channel, man. You already know. It's your boy, Bodo, if you don't know, though. And if you don't know, though, now you know, though. Say that.
So when they go to make this movie, they're gonna have to do a younger version of you and an older version of you. So I think you and your son in the movie would be super dope. Speaking of your son, Carter, DJ
Carter and Maxwell. I got two
Okay.
boys. Maxwell, my older. Carter, DJ, Maxwell. That's my youngest boy.
Carter's a DJ.
Yeah.
And your daughter,
My daughter Chloe Couture,
Chloe Couture, she just put a record out.
rap extraordinaire, sing, write her own song. My other daughter play softball, sing, rap. They all do their shit.
Right. So that actually leads into the next thing I wanted to talk to you about because you sang in the boys' choir at Harlem. Your daughter, as I just said, she just dropped her first solo song. Your son is DJ Carter. Tell me about this wavy musical background. Tell me where it come from and like how does it go from generation to generation like that where everybody is involved in a different aspect and doing their own thing that they choose to do.
Well, look, I let my babies live and let live. You know what I'm saying? I let my babies be free, especially when it comes to creativity. But there's no history of anything being in my family. You know what I'm saying? We never had nothing. That's why I said this is like
It starts with the way.
I'm a coach.
Here we
I'm like a
go.
coach breaker.
I like it.
So they will use me as a template. You know what I'm saying? And I set everything up and then get them going. And I'll be laid back on my boat somewhere in motherfucking Miami with my little hot wife. Just chilling, man, catching, eating trout.
Let me ask you a question.
Now, that's going to conclude the content for me today. But it's like this, man. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when we living in the street life, at the end of the day, bro, you want to make a better choice and make better decisions for your children, to reap the fruits of your labor. At the end of the day, he telling you he made it different, he did something different so his kids could do something different. Don't follow his path, but follow the other things, It's better than life than where he came from, and he's showing them that. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to be with the in crowd. You don't have to feel peer pressure. You don't got to be like everyone else. That's what make you unique. Be yourself. Don't be a follower. Be a leader always. If you see dudes going that way, you go the opposite way. If you feel like it ain't right. At the end of the day, man, that's all I want to spread to the youth, man. Continue to be y'all, be great. Don't try to live up to your parents' footsteps. Don't try to be the person that your parent was at the end of the day in the streets, Be successful. Take your own route, Take what you need from with your parents and then you go on and do your own thing, At the end of the day, don't be following these little drill rappers. They don't even know what they be talking about. They don't even live this life for real. They be glorifying stuff, but they don't live it. They run around with all this protection, everything, all this money. And, at the end of the day, man, I'm going to get into some more content, but, man, y'all stay positive, man. It's your boy Bodo if you don't know, though. And if you don't know, though, now you know, though. Say that.